Hello guys, welcome back to another video of Ridecast. Today I've travelled down the east coast in hope for my favourite species, being the hounds. I know it's been a while since I've had a video out. Been quite busy with just general life, and I've also been doing a little bit of carp fishing in between the seasons. Obviously you've seen the videos of us fishing for the foam back rears. There's only so much you can do with them until you get a bit bored. So I was waiting for the hound season to start. I've got myself a load of peeler crab, and I'm currently out with 2 rods down at Skegness. So let's see what happens, and hopefully I can post it out on camera and beat me PB from last year off the west coast, which was 10.5 pound. As you can see on the rods there, it's quite a bit of tide pull on the right. It's currently coming in, and high tides I think it's around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So fingers crossed we get some fish out. So as I mentioned, I'm out with 2 rods, as you can see. I normally only fish for 1, but for my birthday, little treat to myself, I'm just getting the new Century Eliminator X90. So far, first impressions, I've only had a couple of casts of it, but it's an excellent rod. I've got it paired up there with my trusty Eliminator T900. There's quite a bit of difference in the diameter. It feels very nice in your hand. And the casting just feels great, it feels effortless. And even paired up there with the bullseye from Shimano, the 9120, there's just no weight to it whatsoever. It's absolutely stunning, like. So I'm brilliant today and cruising that rod with a nice smooth hound. Hopefully it'll be the PB on that rod. But time will tell, see what happens. So I don't know if you remember on the last video, it was the one up on the east coast of Scotland when I was looking for new marks. It was the blank video. I mentioned about getting some mics. Danny Logan, great friend of mine, excellent angler. I'm pretty sure you'll have heard of him, but if you haven't, go and check him out. He catches some great fish. He's just sorted us out with these mics, so it's a big thank you to him. So I'm hoping the sound quality is a little bit better and you just can't hear that wind. There's a slight wind in there, but at the moment it's not too bad. The weather's nice, the sun's out. A bit too hot for the waders, so I've ditched the rubber waders, got my swimming shorts on and a pair of Crocs. That's what I'm rocking with today. So I've just brought this one in for a bait change. I thought I'd run you through what I'm using on the terminal tackle end. So here I've got a 6-ounce gripper with a Gemini rotten bottom clip and some 30-pound mono line. So that just ensures that if I get snagged, I lose the weight rather than losing the fish. Topped off there with a Gemini clip down. I believe this is a Sea Glow edition. Because they're usually red, obviously this one's green. I'm using 80-pound mono for my rig body, followed by Gemini swivel. Again, 80-pound mono. This is then finished off with a 3/0 crab hook. Again, using the paperclip method. That just ensures when it's in the crab, keeps that hook proud, there's no turn in the hook. And then, just like a pulley pennel, but with this one, I've got a 3/0 circle hook. This is fitted with a knotless knot. So this just stops the top hook from sliding up and down. So that just keeps it in position at all times. So I'm only using small crab baits. So that'll just sit perfectly on the top. And this is the hook that 9 times out of 10 is just sitting in the lip. So yeah, we'll get this one baited up and we'll get it hoed out. So here, I'm using peeler crab because hounds absolutely love them. All I'm doing here is just taking off the legs, peeling that crab back, removing its old shell. Just taking off the side of the gill plates there. Get rid of all the hard bits. Like you just crush them up a little bit, just get rid of that hard shell on the bottom. With the hounds, you don't need big baits, they only have small mouths. So what I tend to do is I get 2 casts out of 1 crab. So I'll just put that one to the side. So as I was saying earlier, got the paper clip, that just sits inside the crab like so. Get your bait thread, and you start to bind that on. Just ensure though, when you're binding on the crab, not to do it too tight. Don't go too overkill with the thread, because you want to keep all that juices inside the bait. And then with my top hook, that circle hook, I just run through the top of the crab, and it just sits like that. It's a nice presentation. Now we'll get this one fired out. Well, up to now, it hasn't been the greatest. There's not a great deal of colour in the water, like it's very patchy in areas. And we've seen a couple of sails popping up, which should indicate fish, but I don't know what's happening at the minute. There's a couple of lads over there fishing, they've got about 6 rods between them. I haven't seen them pull anything out whatsoever. So it seems very quiet. On arrival, where we're staying, the campsite behind us, there was a tackle shop, and the guy said the same. He said there's not a lot of colour. Although last night around 2 o'clock, he said there was a couple of double figures pulled out. So with the high tide being a bit later on, once it starts to get a bit dark, I've got my fingers crossed that I'm hoping it turns on a bit and we'll get a few out. The wind and that's dropped down. We had a bit of weed at the start. I was batting through quite a bit of it, but that seems to have dropped off. So everything seems alright by the colour, and obviously that's what we need. So hopefully once it gets dark, that's when we start pulling these fish out. Well, good morning. Yesterday just wasn't our day. I think we fished up to about 11:30, so about 2 hours after high. There wasn't a single bite. The lads that were next to us, they packed up, they had nothing. So I went back to the campsite, had a little chill out, got some sleep. Low tide, I think it was 4:30 this morning. Time 1 now. So we're just 2 hours now after slack water, so we're fishing the flood now. We're trying a different mark. Seems to be a little bit more colour. The sun hasn't been up that long, so the sun's only been up 2 hours. So I've got a bait in the water there. It's my first cast out. Still using peeler, just small baits. Just got the 1 rod out today, the X90. Want to try and get used to it the best I can, and hopefully, like I said yesterday, cruising it with a nice PB. So fingers crossed, and I'll be able to show you some fish.
I spent about an hour on that beach. There was just no colour. The colour that was there didn't last 2 seconds. It was right at your feet. Anything after that, it was just clear. So I made the decision, rather than wasting my bait and wasting time, packed the stuff up and decided to head straight over west. So from one side of the country to the other, east to west. What the lads like to call it is being on the fly, and that's exactly what I've done. So I made that decision, 3.5 hour drive. Got here for high tide and was waiting for the low water. At the minute it's just hit slack water. Obviously, if you know the mark at Heysham, it's a very treacherous walk. As you can see, it's a big distance from the water's edge on low to the beach where you park the car. There's a couple of other lads fishing it. I haven't seen much getting pulled out just yet. So fingers crossed we're getting some fish. A nice smooth hound, that'd be great. Like, hopefully on the X90. See what happens. First one of the trip. Big thanks to the fresh club of the lads over there, Danny and Steve. Don't think it's a very big one, start the fight now. Start to see the leader. So as I was saying with them rigs, the circle hook, straight in the top of the lip there, see it? In the bottom lip. So it's a good hook up. So we'll get this hook out and we'll get some photos. So what a lovely creature these are. Look at the stars on it along its back. Stunning fish. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, that took some like fresh feeler. It's kicking off, so we're going to get this one back. I've got a good one here, like. The reel absolutely went screaming off there. This is on the X90. Comfort. Hopefully this one's a decent size. Taking line. Second fish of the day so far. I've had a couple of takes on the T9, but when I've tightened up the drag and it came off. I thought it was a bigger one, to be honest, but turns out it was being an angry small one. Like, again, look at the stars along its back. It's stunning eyes, man. Great looking fish. I love fishing for these, like, they're a great sport. I'm glad they start to turn up after the many miles that we've done. So we'll get this one back in anyway and get some more bait fired out. So after getting a couple out at Half Moon Bay on the slack water and the flood, there was nothing really worth weighing. I was knew there weren't doubles, so I'm still in the hunt for a PB. So while waiting for the flood, I nipped into Jerry's Tackle at Morecambe to get myself a drop net, as I'm currently heading to Morecambe Jetty. So fingers crossed on the flood and high water, and probably fish a bit of the ebb, I get that double and the PB out. I'm just going to be using the one rod now, spending a bit time with the X90, try and get used to it a bit more. But I do absolutely love casting it. Like, it's T9 was my favourite, like, but I think this has definitely took the spotlight. All my fish have actually been on the X90 today. I had a few takes on the T9, but as soon as I was tightening my drag up, they were gone. Like, so fingers crossed I can get some more fish out on camera for you. A nice big double. See what happens. Well, the reel's just been screaming off. Both jumped out of our skin. It's only been in the water, not even 5 minutes. Got one on. He's got one to the right of us as well. Wasn't it long, that was it? Steve, man netting this for us, mate. Drop nets now, mate, aye. It's not big, like. It's only small. It's only another small one. But didn't have to put up a fight there, like. Definitely felt bigger. It's also good to use drop nets when you're on the piers and all, when you're lifting them up. You don't want to damage the fish. But still waiting for that double, like, fingers crossed. Well, there's a nice one for Steve there. It was bringing it in, the reel was screaming off and it got stuck in the rocks there, didn't it?
Aye.
You managed to get it out. Patience paid off. What was it, Wayne?
£14 on the dot.
14 on the dot. Biggest one of the day. Cracking fish that, mate. Well done. So everyone, we're back home. It's been a very busy couple of days over west and east in search for that PB. I'm glad we did manage to get a couple of fish out on camera for you, although not the PB that I wanted. So yeah, from yesterday we fished slack water at Heysham. The colour was starting to drop out quite a bit. So then we moved on to the Morecambe Jetty on high tide. We met G, that's his sticker there, GC Fishing and Rigs. Make sure to go and check him out. Cracking bloke, he's fishing with his wife. Very helpful, local to the jetty, he only lives around the corner from it. Helping with the drop nets and that with everyone who was catching on the jetty. Absolute top of a bloke, be definitely meeting him in the future. So yeah, we didn't manage to get anything out yesterday. I see the colour was starting to drop again, even on high tide on the jetty. It was very patchy in areas. I did get one run on full prawn actually. Felt a good fish. As I was bringing it in, I could feel the head shake, so it was definitely a hound. And unhooked itself, unfortunately. And that's the only action I had all day. But yeah, we're back home now. Time to wash all the gear off, wash the rods off, wash the rails off. And plan the next trip to try and get that PB of a hound out. So yeah, until next time, cheers for watching. Please make sure to check out all my other channels on like socials. So my Instagram, Facebook and TikTok, it's all appreciated. And if anyone's after any stickers, just drop a message and I'll send one over. Thank you very much.